Hi Aries, welcome to Sweet Tea Astrology and Tarot. My name is Erica. Welcome to the channel. I'm so glad that you found me. Thank you for spending some of your time with me. This is your May 2017 astrology video, but before we get started talking about that, let's review what occurred for us in April. And basically, the themes that we dealt with in April should have been surrounding the ideas of reflecting, reevaluating, revising, and reconnecting. And that's basically because Venus was retrograde and Mercury went retrograde, giving us an opportunity to do those things. Now let's talk about what's going to be happening at the top of the month. At the very beginning of May, we're going to have 4 different planets in their retrograde motion still. The first will be Mercury retrograde in your first house, Aries. Then we will have Jupiter retrograde in your 7th house. We will have Saturn retrograde in your 9th house and Pluto retrograde in the 10th. I will have those linked in the description down below, and I'll talk about them more if the tarot brings them up. But if you want to know what that means, I put that stuff down below so you could Google what those themes are. Now, on the 3rd or 4th of the month, depending on where you live on the planet, we will have Mercury going direct in Aries, your sign, meeting up with Venus and Uranus. This is occurring in your first house, meaning that it's going to affect your personality, your physical body, and your appearance, or very much the physical embodiment of who you are and how the world sees you. You could very much be feeling like you need to move more. You could very much be feeling like you want to value yourself more, so you start moving more so you can have a better self-perception of you. Now, on the 9th or 10th of the month, depending on where you live on the planet, we will be experiencing a full moon at 20 degrees of Scorpio, and this full moon will be playing nicely with Pluto, bringing about an intimate, ambitious, or sexually charged kind of energy coming forth. The full moon is going to be in your 8th house. The 8th house is a very intimate house. It's the house of sexuality. It's the house of instincts. It's the house of other people's money. It's the house of life, death, and rebirth. It is also dealing with regeneration, transformation, and metamorphosis. That 10th house is also probably going to resonate because it's going to deal with your career, status, reputation, dealing with authority figures. And it's also going to feel probably a little destined for some of you. The 20-degree Scorpio Sabian symbol reads, obeying his conscience, a soldier resists orders. So you could be dealing with a crisis of conscience between that 8th and 10th house. Sabian symbols were created in 1925 by a clairvoyant named Elsie Wheeler, and they're used to symbolize 0 to 30 degrees of each zodiac sign on the astrological wheel. So it could be a crisis of conscience between the 8th house and the 10th house. I really see that playing out in many ways, especially after the Venus retrograde playing out how it did, as dealing with a crush, probably either you having a crush or somebody having a crush on you, and it may be a little inappropriate because it looks like it's surrounding career, status, and reputation, or dealing with authority figures. Now, on the 16th or 17th of the month, depending on where you live on the planet, we've got Mercury moving into Taurus, meeting up with the Sun in your 2nd house, where you should be starting to feel or see some progress in your world. The 2nd house is the house of your money, earning ability, self-esteem, and your possessions. It is the house of mind. Anything that you could point to, classify, identify, or introduce as mine to another person would probably fall under that 2nd house umbrella. And I definitely think that this would be affecting many Aries who earlier in the month decided they wanted to start moving more. Probably starting to feel some of that self-confidence and self-esteem boosting back up. Maybe actually hearing from people about how nice you look and you value that. But it could also be the fact that Mercury is moving into the 2nd house. Anytime you've got Mercury in the 2nd house, there's going to be some communication about those areas in the 2nd house. And that will be money, possessions, earning ability, self-esteem. Could be talking about money. Could be talking about the things that you love and value the most. On the 20th or 21st of the month, depending on where you live on the planet, we will have the Sun moving into Gemini, meeting up with Mars. This is going to be occurring in your 3rd house. And when I see this, I want to ask you to please be careful behind the wheel, because Mars in the 3rd house is aggression. The 3rd house deals with driving, short distance driving. but it also deals with your speech and your communication, and it also deals with siblings, cousins, and neighbors. So just be careful. You may be dealing with the themes of quick-paced or wanting to be quick, probably rebellious or revolutionary. You may be feeling a little excited or excitable. On the 24th or 25th of the month, we also have a new moon in Gemini, that third house, where you can set an intention or do some moon magic if you are so inclined or you ascribe to that sort of belief system, where you can set an intention or plant a seed in that third house dealing with your siblings, cousins, or neighbors, or dealing with how you communicate, possibly thinking about or saving for a new vehicle as well, or a new to you vehicle. Would also be a good way to utilize that energy for you, Aries. Also, how are you doing, Aries? I mean, seriously, hosting the Venus retrograde and then having Mercury go from Taurus back into Venus, my head feels like it has been on a stick. Just, I don't know, almost dizzy, difficult to keep thought patterns going. And I get distracted very easily, too. I have an Aries sun, so yeah. All right, so one last transit that I want to talk to you about. It's really beneficial. It's going to bring some ease and probably some structure to the entirety of our month. And that is the trine between Saturn and Sagittarius and Uranus and Aries. This is going to be happening between your 9th house and your 1st house. What you're building in the 9th house is going to be somehow shocking or revolutionary or changeable in you, your personality, your appearance, or your physical body. It's nice and welcome, isn't it? So the things that you are building in that 9th house could bring about a shocking surprise for you. I hope that's the case. Once again, the 9th house is long-distance trips, adventures and questing, higher education, foreign people, foreign places, and foreign things. And the 1st house is you, your physical body, your physical appearance. So, that's what's going on for you for May 2017, Aries. I do hope that you're well. I'm sending you so much love and so much gratitude for being here. Thank you. This is a general heads-up video for my Aries sun, moon, and rising signs. However, it will probably be most resonant for the Aries sun and the Aries rising individuals. Forewarned is forearmed, y'all. I'm also, like I said, going to have the tarot portion linked in the information bubble above. But that'll be coming after I get finished with my next video because y'all are number 11 in this series. So, once again, thank you for being here. I hope May brings you nothing but beautiful, bright blessings. And enjoy that trine between Saturn and Uranus because it will help, being as though Aries is hosting Uranus. I hope the surprises that come to you are nothing but filled with goodness and glitter and rainbows and sunshine. Take care of yourself, Aries. I love you so much. I will see you soon. But until then, take care, namaste, and bye, y'all.